Your friend in Central Illinois. WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest in studio today is my friend Jack Hart with ILSportsWire. Good to see you, Jack. How's your Tuesday going?
Hey, it's a great Tuesday. We're about a week and a half away from sports season, and everything's starting to roll.
That it is. You were telling me before we got started, you're coming up on a year of ILSportsWire, and it has gone just gangbusters. How about the last year, my friends?
I'll tell you one thing is I got a notification on the way up here that we're a week away from our year anniversary, and where I thought we'd be a year ago is not where we're at today in a positive sense. We've grown in a very fast way. There's been a lot of things that have happened last year, and once again, I'm very blessed to run ILSportsWire and blessed for the amount of support I've got from all of our communities, all of our staff, and everyone really around this area.
Yep, for sure. All right, well, let's get back to the basics, Jack. And for a lot of folks, they're probably very familiar with ILSportsWire, the work you're doing. But for those that are not, what's ILSportsWire? What's it all about?
Yeah, ILSportsWire is your media, your digital platform on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and ILSportsWire.com. We're going out to every single game around in these communities. We're capturing your highlights, your touchdown, your three-point shot, your great running performance on the track. We're out there getting every moment, everywhere for all of ILSportsWire. And we're not just any media. You know, we're a media that is out there making sure that we're capturing every single moment. We're there all game. We're not there just 5 minutes. We're engaging with all the communities, the fans, the coaches, the staff, players, everyone. We want to make sure we're engaging. We want to be there for the players, and we're really a community, and we're community-based, and we want to make sure that we're there supporting these communities.
Sure. Speaking of communities, I know we started, kind of small last year. Monticello, Clinton, for our other market in the Taylorville area, Taylorville, Shelbyville, A&M, Rochester. So speak to just kind of starting small, but how it grew in the last year.
Yeah, I mean, we started with those 5 core, radio networks that we have. So once again, Clinton, Monticello, Shelbyville, Central A&M, Taylorville. And now this fall, we're excited to announce we're going to have 12 high schools, that including adding in Mount Zion, Maroa Forsyth, just down the road here from WHOW, Pawnee football as well over there. And we're just going to keep expanding. I mean, this summer we helped cover the Decatur Beanballers, the Springfield Horseshoes. I actually just was in talks, Milliken starting to reach out. So we're excited for the future of ILSportsWire, just heading to 12 teams, and we just keep hoping to expand to more and more communities around the Clinton area, around the Taylorville area, to all those communities that just are kind of overseen. They're overlooked, and we want to bring that special, high school athletic support these communities bring. We want to showcase that for all these super amazing towns around the Central Illinois area.
Yeah, for sure. You get the and not to discredit them. It's just there's a lot of area to cover in Central Illinois, and there's only a certain amount of people. There's only a certain amount of big games, but you're there for all of them in these places. And one thing that I feel like ILSportsWire. Go ahead.
No,
I thought you had something to say.
Nope.
One thing about what ILSportsWire does, you touched on it, but I'd like you to expand more on this. Is you're there for the entire game, so you understand the dynamics of a ball game, who played well, and then you're highlighting those performances and those kids, the coaches. How about that side of this whole thing?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that me growing up in the sports world, I had media a lot of my games, but they're going from one game to another, getting 5 minutes of maybe a play. And then sometimes they'll end up with an interview if they're at the end of a game. What I want to focus on is we need to be more engaging. We need to be more inclusive. We need to be understanding who we're working with, the admins, the players. I make sure to say hi to every single coach. I always make sure to introduce myself to all the players, the coaches, just because it's a trust thing. With our interviews at the end of the game, we always make sure that our team, myself, are in the interviews because it's a trustworthy face. You feel more comfortable. It's not someone I hate throwing a camera in a kid's face or a coach's face. It made me feel uncomfortable in high school. And it's just something I think that we strive on. And it's just, we want to be there. We want to be more personable. And I think that's what we do really strive on is we are a personal media group. We're there for the entire game. We're understanding the atmosphere. We're getting every moment of the game. And I think that's where we excel is we are very personable. we're community based, and we make sure that we are out there talking and enjoying the game just as much as the fans and the players.
Coaches and the players, they know the media landscape. They know when someone is there, that sort of thing. But what I found last year with ILSportsWire was the kids appreciated not only the consistency, but just seeing you and your staff there at ball games. They got excited when ILSportsWire was there.
Yeah, and that's something that I've heard from several coaches is, hey, we're excited. The kids love it. I was at cheerleading. No one ever goes and highlights the cheerleaders. I went to a Taylorville cheerleading. I'm doing Clinton cheerleaders down here, I think next week. But it's just, the girls are excited. The guys are excited. Everyone's excited because there's a camera there. It makes them want to work harder. It makes them want to play harder, put in a bigger performance. And they just really love having someone that's actually there and caring about what they do and shows that their hard work is actually, being portrayed somewhere and that anyone can see it. And that's what we want to do is support these kids. And I've met so many amazing athletes, so many amazing coaches, and from the things they've said about us and, how they treat our team and how they support us, it just makes it all worth it. And it doesn't feel like a job to me.
I remember last fall, I don't remember if we put this on ILSportsWire or if it was just our Facebook and Instagram feeds, but we highlighted the Monticello band at one point last year, and that video, of all the sports things we do, I know those blow up, but the band even was a big, just people really gravitated to that.
Exactly. I love to say this. So Clinton Maroons, all of their sports, everything, their number one video I've ever done is a video of their band in the gym last, I believe, December. So once again, that's just who we are. We're not just getting what's on the field. We're not just getting those moments. We're getting the band, we're getting the poms, we're getting the cheerleaders.
It's the student section.
In the student section. We're Pepsi, we're excited to announce, is going to be a big sponsor for ILSportsWire this fall. We create a Pepsi fan cam to where, we're going to go out and get the reaction of the fans, the reaction of people, because the parent wants to, be as there seeing themselves as much as the kids want to be, the student section. We want to make sure that everyone's engaged, everyone's all together, because the entire sports atmosphere is what I think a lot of people miss. And that's what we strive on, to bring in the entire atmosphere of these Friday nights, these Tuesday nights, these Thursday nights, no matter what sport's going on.
That's Jack Hart, ILSportsWire, our guest in studio today. Of course, ILSportsWire, part of the Hart Media Group. And so, Jack, talk a little bit about what you visioned ILSportsWire to be versus maybe what it has turned into. Has it evolved? Has it changed at all in the last year?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, last fall when we started, almost a week ago, we didn't know where we were getting into. I brought a camera out to a Taylorville game, said, all right, we're going to try it out. Really tried out several things. It took me several months to get my footing, realize, what works, what doesn't work. Found that once again with the new age of digital media, short-term highlights are the way to go. You want something nice and short. Make sure that, attention spans are tough. I mean, we're all scrolling on TikTok, Instagram. We love those short videos. Then we also, we're trying to see what support we got. I went out to Rochester in November, Pana in November. Find more sport there. Mount Pulaski this winter was, they found a love for ILSportsWire. And I think these communities right now, I mean, we switched from a year ago. It was, hey, this is what ILSportsWire. I had to tell everyone what it was, to now it's, hey, we love ILSportsWire. How do we get this in our town? A good example, I had several ADs have reached out to me in the last couple of days saying, you're in Decatur area. How do we get you? How do you get to come to our games? And I think that's shown just in a year of how we've gone from, hey, this is what ILSportsWire is, to push it to now, hey, we love ILSportsWire. It's a household name. We trust you guys, and we're excited. We love to bring you to our town. And that's just what I love to see. And do I believe that a year ago that this is where we'd be at, covering 12 high schools, everyone knows our name, and I'm hiring, 6 new people? No, I don't believe that. But this is what hard work pays off to. It's what all these people who have supported us, believed in me, believed in our vision, people at Hart Media Group who believed in my vision, the owners, you as well, believing in that. And once again, I give everything to God, and I'm very blessed to where we're at and excited for the next year. Because you know what, we look a year now down the road, it's August 2027. I'm excited to see where we're going to be at then.
Yeah, no doubt. You talked about it took a little bit for you to get your footing and to kind of really dial in on what people wanted, how they wanted it, that sort of thing. Was there a moment at all or a game at all last fall? Maybe you're at a volleyball game, football game, something like that, where you're like, this is working. This is how we're going to do it. This is what people want. Was there a moment or a game or time where you kind of really hit your stride? Anything like that?
Yeah, I'd say, we go into about week 9, happened in the playoffs for football last year. We've been doing it for 8-9 weeks. I have a team of kind of just throwing people together, getting bodies out there. And I kind of found that running, and I took off in the playoffs with football, and we never looked back. It transitioned to basketball, transitioned to baseball all through summer. And I believe it's still this fall and this football season is still new for me.
Mm-hmm.
We only did some football, some volleyball. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm still kind of new with the fall season, with the fall sports. So, as much as I can say, yeah, we did fall sports last year, we did such a minimal amount to where now with covering 12 high schools in the fall, it's going to be very different. It's going to be new. So I think that playoffs were where we ran from, and just found really that niche for, small local highlights, the community base. Everyone comes back. They want that community. They want the community support. They want everything to be local now. And that's what I love to see with our radio, love to see with our digital. And once again, I'm blessed for what Hart Media has done and supported us and supported me to create a platform for these small schools to thrive off of.
Very good. Well, Jack, remind us one more time how folks follow ILSportsWire, where they can find you at. What are you working on right now? What are they going to find when they get there? How about those things?
Yeah, super exciting. So in about a week, our brand new website will be ready to launch. It's going to be brand new, look amazing. I just saw your guys' DeWitt Daily News is going to be brand new here soon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was announced, but
I think Matt mentioned that.
Yep.
A few weeks ago.
DeWitt Daily News is going to be the same format as ILSportsWire. I saw the previews for it last week. They're going to look fantastic. So ILSportsWire.com is going to be all of your sports articles, all of your videos. Everything will be posted on there. And then once again, our social media, Facebook, Instagram, and we're going to boost our TikTok a lot this year. So super excited.
Very good. Again, Jack Hart, founder of ILSportsWire, part of the Hart Media Group. Our guest in studio this morning. We'll talk more with Jack coming up on the WHOW Morning Show.
WHOW. Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Again, my guest in studio today, Jack Hart, founder of ILSportsWire, part of the Hart Media Group, in studio with us today. Jack, a lot of excitement around the upcoming, not only fall sports season, but the 26-27 high school sports season. You mentioned the Hart Media Group, ILSportsWire, securing a partnership with Pepsi for the year ahead. How about this partnership?
Yeah, we're super excited to bring on Pepsi. It's been a work in progress with Pepsi, but they're going to be helping us cover 6 of our schools in the area. Also, the Pepsi fan cam around the Decatur. So we want to thank Pepsi. Number one, they're a great supporter, and it's big to bring in a big sponsor like Pepsi, and we're excited to work with them. Teresa over there, Jay over there, they've been fantastic, super supportive, and we're excited for a brand new partnership this coming season.
So we're expanding in large part because of that partnership. Let's talk about the expansion for the upcoming school year. Where are we going? What are we doing?
Yeah, so super exciting things. I mean, Maroa Forsyth, number one, we're expanding down there. Once again, makes sense. Football teams will be fantastic down there, great athletics, a lot of support down there. Joseph does a good job with the football team. Mount Zion, Etherton down there. Mount Zion's been the same conference as Taylorville. We've seen them a lot of times. It's going to be a fantastic job. Coach Sam's down there with volleyball is going to do good stuff. We're excited for that. Pawnee 8-man football heading over there in the Decatur or the Taylorville area is going to be exciting. So just bringing these new schools, new faces, it's going to be a fun year. Once again, we're doing Mount Pulaski again. We're super excited to have been working with Joel Washko, talking to things over there. So a lot of fun things coming.
Very good. When it comes to this expansion, you touched on it briefly in that first segment, having to hire more staff. You're bringing on a lot more people for this. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday I reached out to all of our staff, getting everyone locked in. We're bringing 4 new full-time people to full-time, well, part-time, but full-time all season. And then 2 are just going to work the football season just to make sure that we're at every game on Friday night, bringing you all the highlights, not missing a single beat. My exciting first week, I'm headed up to Moline for Rochester Moline on Friday night, and then I'm going to stay up there and going to do Clinton versus Dakota. So we're going to be everywhere. We're going to drive everywhere. You know what? We're not going to shy away from those far games. I mean, Dakota's on the Wisconsin border. So Super excited for that, but it's going to be a fun fall, and my team is going to be all set. We got training this Saturday, and we're going to start rolling.
Very good. All right. So fall sports season is upon us. A lot of focus on football, but how about like volleyball and cross country and these other sports that we talk about? How about that?
It's Clinton actually is a top cross country team. They have a stacked team. Super excited for them. They have their event where they run at night. I believe it's like Light of the Night or something coming up here. 40 teams coming to Clinton. That's a super exciting opportunity. Volleyball in the area is going to be very good. I think Monticello is going to have a really good volleyball team. Mount Zion's going to be back once again. Maroa Forsyth's going to have a solid team. Rochester's going to be stud. They're going to probably go to state. There's a lot of good volleyball in this area. I mean, Taylorville has good volleyball, and I think volleyball just keeps, building on to each other this fall. And I'm super excited to see a lot of our teams thrive in the volleyball spectrum. And then once again, cross country. Shelbyville's good cross country. There's a lot of good cross country around this area, and we look into golf again. I bet you there's gonna be several good golfers.
Yeah, we're gonna. I forgot about golf. Yeah, we got to get to some golf.
Oh, we'll get some golf.
Yeah, for sure. Very good. So a lot of good things coming for ILSportsWire this fall. And Jack, if you don't mind, just kind of remind us one more time about how folks follow along, where they can find you and your staff, and what you're doing, where you're going. How do they keep up with everything?
Yeah, of course. I mean, number one is gonna be our Facebook, Instagram. Those are our top 2 social media platforms. TikTok as well. But once again, with our website being brand new and excited to launch that here in about a week, ILSportsWire.com is going to be your spot for every score, every highlight, everything about what you need about ILSportsWire. It's brand new. It's going to be exciting. We're going to have a lot of things. I'm excited to launch it and show everyone. So super excited.
Very good. And I had this thought in the break, and I just wanted to say it. I mean, I feel like what you are doing with ILSportsWire is also bleeding into other parts of what we're doing as a company here at the Hart Media Group. Taking video cameras to the meetings we're going to, taking video cameras to just being out in the community at events and things like that. It's just it's a new way of bringing what's happening in local in small communities, the communities we cover for the Hart Media Group, a new way of bringing all those things to people, not just the sports. It's really kind of had a trickle down effect in what we're doing.
Well, and then it's a new age of digital media. And we at Hart Media Group, once again, as we acquired it about a year ago now today, just over now, we knew this coming in. We want to make sure that radio's still going because radio's always solid, but we also want to make sure that we're capturing the digital side of things. And I think, Seth, you do a fantastic job adapting to that, running with your news, with our sports. And Hart Media, we really work well. We're a full team. We work really in a team aspect. I couldn't do it without my sales team behind me. Seth helped me out up here. Ben helped me out up here. And then once again, the owner, Matt Hart, just supports me in every way I can. Same with Bobby Deem. So we're thankful for Hart Media. This is a great team effort. We're a team, and we're excited for the future here at Hart Media Group.
Well, football kicks off, August 21?
Yep.
August 21. Yeah, there's, first few weeks, there's some big games. And, I think what's going to benefit ILSportsWire too, and we haven't even touched on this, is the expansion of high school football playoffs in Illinois this year.
That's interesting.
Yeah, give a lot more, you get to week 5 and 6 and maybe, sometimes 5, 6, 7, in there, and teams are eliminated, at that point. So, there's not much to play for in some of these games. You're going to have more meaningful games in that last third of the season now, as teams are trying to fight for that qualifying spot in the postseason.
Yeah, I think it depends on the coach, depends on the program. I mean, some programs who usually make the playoffs are not happy with the situation.
Right.
I think programs who are, especially Chicago or teams that play tough schedules are super excited about that because, they're playing a tough schedule now. They can go play tough schedule and still get in the playoffs. So good examples, East St. Louis. They always play a great tough schedule, and they were an 8th ranked team last year. So It benefits a lot of those. I'm excited for it because, it gives us an extra week of football, and I love more football, more coverage. So starting a week early is exciting for me. And I think it's gonna be fun. It's definitely just gonna be an interesting year with the playoff expansion, and once again, the wintertime, the full shot clock. So
in basketball.
So it's gonna be new, but I think it's a strive for the future, and I'm excited to see what happens with the playoffs and see if there's some interesting matchups heading in the first round of playoffs this year.
All right, Jack. Well, on that note, one more time, just how folks follow ILSportsWire, where are all the places you're at? How about those things?
You got to go to first ILSportsWire.com. That's where you're going to find everything, social media, all of our updates, all of our scores, everything you need to know is right there at ILSportsWire.com. Then Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. That's
very
where
good
to go.
Well, Jack, always good to see you, man. Appreciate you coming in.
Thank you, Seth.
Jack Hart, ILSportsWire, part of the Hart Media Group. Our guest in studio this morning. The morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Network news on the way.
WHOW.